there are some places that instantly make you slow down and take it all in. Alsace is one of those places. Every village feels like it has its own story, with colorful streets, cozy corners, and an atmosphere that's hard to describe until you see it for yourself. Alsace is a historic region in eastern France, stretching along the border with Germany. Nestled between the Rhine River and the Vosges Mountains, it enjoys a unique location that has shaped its culture, architecture, and way of life for centuries. Rather than being known for one single town, Alsace is famous for its collection of picturesque villages, each with its own charm and character. Places like Colmar, Rickweier, Iguisheim, and Kaisersberg are connected by scenic roads that wind through vineyards, forests, and rolling hills, making the entire region feel like one continuous fairy tale. Its central location makes Alsace easy to explore, with cities like Strasbourg and Colmar serving as perfect starting points. Despite being close to major European destinations, many of its villages have managed to preserve their peaceful atmosphere and centuries-old traditions. Alsace has one of the most fascinating histories in Europe. For centuries, this region stood at the crossroads of two great cultures, changing hands between France and Germany multiple times. As a result, its identity was shaped by both nations, creating a culture unlike anywhere else in the world. The region was first settled by Celtic tribes before becoming part of the Roman Empire, which introduced roads, trade, and the cultivation of vineyards that still define the landscape today. After the fall of Rome, Alsace became part of the Holy Roman Empire, where many of its villages began to flourish thanks to commerce, agriculture, and winemaking. During the Middle Ages, prosperous towns and villages were protected by walls and castles, many of which can still be seen today. Wealth from trade allowed impressive churches, colorful timber-framed houses, and elegant public buildings to be constructed, giving Alsace much of the architectural character it is famous for today. Over the following centuries, the region became the subject of repeated conflicts between France and Germany. Control of Alsace changed several times, especially after the Franco-Prussian War, World War I, and World War II. These political changes influenced everything from the language spoken by local people to education, traditions, and architecture. Despite these turbulent periods, the people of Alsace managed to preserve their unique identity. Today, visitors can still see this blend of cultures everywhere they go. French is the official language, but German influences remain visible in local dialects, family names, traditional cuisine, festivals, and even the design of many villages. One of the reasons Alsace feels so special is that much of its historic heritage has been carefully preserved. Walking through its villages, it's easy to imagine what life looked like hundreds of years ago. The narrow streets, flower-filled balconies, medieval buildings, and ancient churches create an atmosphere that has changed very little over time. One of the things that makes Alsace so special is that it isn't just one beautiful place. It's an entire region filled with villages that each have their own personality. As you travel from one to another, you'll notice that while they all share the same charming atmosphere, no two villages feel exactly alike. The first thing that catches your attention is the colorful half-timbered houses. Painted in shades of pink, blue, yellow, green, and red, they line narrow cobbled streets that seem almost untouched by time. Wooden beams, flower-filled balconies, and decorated windows give every street a warm and welcoming feel. Many of these houses date back hundreds of years and have been carefully restored instead of replaced. Walking through the villages, it's easy to see how much pride the local people take in preserving their history. Small bakeries, cafes, family-run shops, and traditional restaurants occupy buildings that have stood for generations. As you continue exploring, you'll come across old churches, medieval gates, stone fountains, and quiet squares where life moves at a slower pace. Some villages are still surrounded by sections of their original defensive walls, reminding visitors of the days when these communities needed protection from invading armies. The surrounding vineyards make the scenery even more beautiful. Rows of grapevines stretch across the hills, creating a stunning backdrop behind the colorful villages. Depending on the season, the landscape changes completely, from the fresh greens of spring to the golden and red tones of autumn. Beyond its charming villages, Alsace is surrounded by some of the most beautiful scenery in France. The region is a mix of rolling vineyards, dense forests, gentle hills, and mountain landscapes that change dramatically with the seasons. Running alongside the western side of the region are the Vosges Mountains, a natural barrier that has protected Alsace for centuries. These mountains are covered with forests, hiking trails, lakes, and castle ruins, offering incredible views over the countryside below. Between the mountains and the villages lies the famous Alsace wine route, a scenic road that passes through vineyards stretching for more than 170 kilometers. The landscape is filled with endless rows of grapevines, making it one of the most important wine-producing regions in France. Each season gives Alsace a completely different look. Spring brings blooming flowers and fresh green fields. Summer fills the villages with colorful decorations. Autumn turns the vineyards into shades of gold and red, and winter transforms the region into one of Europe's most magical Christmas destinations. The peaceful countryside is dotted with medieval castles sitting on hilltops, quiet rivers flowing through the valleys, and small villages surrounded by nature. It's the kind of landscape that invites you to slow down, take your time, and simply enjoy the view. Whether you're driving through the vineyards, walking along forest trails, or admiring the scenery from a castle overlooking the valley, Alsace offers a perfect balance between nature and history. One of the best things about visiting Alsace is exploring the villages on foot is an experience in itself. As you walk through narrow cobbled streets, you'll find colorful houses decorated with flowers, small artisan shops, traditional bakeries, and cafes with outdoor terraces where locals and visitors gather throughout the day. Around almost every corner, there's another beautiful square, a historic fountain, or a building that has stood for centuries. Many travelers choose to follow the famous Alsace wine route, one of the most scenic drives in France. The route connects dozens of villages while passing through rolling vineyards and peaceful countryside. Whether you drive, cycle, or simply stop at a few villages along the way, every section offers different landscapes and new places to explore. Wine lovers will find plenty to enjoy as well. Alsace is internationally known for its white wines, and many family-owned wineries welcome visitors for guided tours and tastings. Even if you're not particularly interested in wine, visiting these vineyards offers a chance to learn about traditions that have been passed down for generations while enjoying spectacular views across the valley. Food is another reason people fall in love with the region. Alsace combines French and German influences to create a unique local cuisine. Cozy restaurants serve traditional dishes alongside freshly baked bread, homemade pastries, and regional desserts. Whether you're sitting in a village square or inside a centuries-old building, dining here becomes part of the experience rather than simply a meal. For those who enjoy history, there are countless castles, churches, museums, and medieval landmarks scattered throughout the region. Some castles sit high above the vineyards, rewarding visitors with breathtaking panoramic views after a short hike. Others have been carefully restored, allowing visitors to explore towers, courtyards, and ancient walls that have watched over the region for hundreds of years. Alsace is also famous for its festivals. Throughout the year, villages celebrate local traditions with music, markets, cultural events, and seasonal decorations. During spring and summer, the streets come alive with flowers and outdoor events, while autumn celebrates the grape harvest with wine festivals that attract visitors from across Europe. Perhaps the most magical time to visit is during the Christmas season. The villages transform into a winter wonderland filled with lights, wooden market stalls, decorated streets, and festive music. Christmas markets become the heart of each village, creating an atmosphere that many people consider one of the most enchanting holiday experiences in the world. One of the most surprising facts about Alsace is that storks have become the symbol of the region. For centuries, these birds have nested on rooftops, church towers, and chimneys, and according to local tradition, they bring good luck and prosperity to the homes where they settle. Today, you'll find stork nests in many villages, along with statues, souvenirs, and decorations inspired by them. Another interesting fact is that many villages in Alsace have appeared in international films, travel magazines, and television programs because of their remarkably well-preserved medieval appearance. Their streets are so authentic that very little modern editing is needed to make them look like scenes from another century. Alsace is also famous for producing some of the finest white wines in the world, especially Riesling, Gewürztraminer, and Pinot Gris. Thanks to the region's unique climate and fertile soil, these wines have earned an international reputation and continue to win awards every year. Another little-known fact is that many villages compete every year in France's Villes et Villages Fleuries competition, which rewards towns for their floral displays. That's one of the reasons the streets are filled with thousands of flowers during spring and summer, giving the villages their colorful and welcoming atmosphere. Whether you're exploring its charming towns, tasting local food, or simply enjoying the atmosphere, Alsace is the kind of destination that stays with you long after you leave. It's easy to see why so many people consider it one of the most magical places in Europe. Which village in Alsace would you visit first? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible places from around the world.